I don't know what time it is because, oh wait. It's early. I'm early for something. Hello. I'm gonna give everybody about 5 minutes to join. So y'all just kind of hang tight. I'm probably gonna fucking trip over stuff, so. Hey guys. Party time. I know, I should get like a drink. Not that I drink, I don't drink alcohol, but I have like a tonic water. Could pretend like it's a party. Hello everybody. We're coming straight from my basement. All y'all who are like, I can't charge much, I work out of my basement. I'm just saying. All right. Yep, 8 p.m. EST, thank you. I looked at my iPad. Now I know from doing this in the past and in my other group that like comments sometimes are laggy. So I'm gonna do my best to hit comments. If I miss your comment during the live, I'm going to go through and make sure that I find it and I answer it. Also, I don't think a lot of this stuff's gonna be able to, I don't think a lot of this stuff's gonna be translatable on a live as much. So I took a bunch of samples earlier today so that I can show you the comparisons in the group later so you can actually have a really good visual. Because I know it's hard to see details and stuff on here. So I'm excited. But yeah, so like I said, if you have questions, drop them down. I have a list of things to do. This is probably gonna be quite a long live. I'm guessing at least 30 minutes, but knowing me, I'll probably drag it out for like an hour. You are so welcome that I'm doing this. This is like my favorite thing to do. I love teaching people stuff. So I think I actually enjoy this more than shooting. Don't tell anybody. It's fun. What can I say? I love being able to help people and then see them grow and all that good stuff. So totally need that pink cowgirl hat. I have a pink one and a smoke colored one. Those are actually LED hats. I know we saw a post in here the other day about EL wires, and that hat is full of EL wires, and they're very dim, unfortunately. But you want to see it because while we're waiting for people to join, I will pull the hat down and give it. Well, if I can reach it. Wait for it. Okay. So the reason these are cool is, let's see if I have batteries in it. Ah, see, you can't see because I have my lights on. I'm actually going to turn this light on because I'm going to get started. You know what? No, I'm going to leave it on because I have a little list I want to read first. Can you see that it glows? You really can't. Not in here. But I swear to God they glow. Both of them. Which is why I said EL wire wouldn't work for do-it-yourself neon lights. Let's see, maybe this one you can see better. It looks so much cooler in the right light. I promise. You gotta be in a club. This one's great. Now they're just blinking. Fuck. Okay. So we've got quite a few people on. What time is it? 7:01. We'll give them a couple more minutes, which is great because I wanted to see if my light's charged. Yay! Anybody do loom cubes? No? Yes? Maybe? I'm trying to turn it off. Eventually it'll turn off. There we go. Anyway, loom cubes are cool because they're waterproof. I throw these in my pool all the time, but they are also constant lights, and they also are slaves. So if you're shooting a strobe, you can put these on slave mode, and they go. It's pretty neat. Okay. Okay. Does it sound good? Everybody hear me okay? I know I have music on. I don't know if it's too loud, but I always feel weird when it's quiet. I can't shoot that way either. It's just, it freaks me out. My neighbor in Indy. Yes, we drive through Indiana almost every year on our way to Michigan. It's a very long state this way, vertically. Looks a lot like Illinois, really. So we'll give them a few more minutes. I put these up to show you guys how to do like some cool little pop effects later, but I'm going to keep running into them, so just be aware of that. Okay, well, I'm going to go turn off the light behind me. I have a fill light. Let me turn that guy off. Actually, no. I'm going to leave it on for now. So, I have ADHD, amongst other problems. So I'm going to be going off of a list, and I have topics. I'm going to try to stay on track with the topics. Okay? So I'm in Michigan. Cool, we go to Bay City area, here. My husband's from Michigan, so. Okay, so I'm gonna be going through each of the topics, and then if you guys have a question on that topic, and you can ask, try to hold off and see if I hit your question first, because I have a really hard time reading. I have to take off my glasses. I literally just went to the eye doctor today, and I need bifocals, so congratulations, I'm 40. Woo. Anyway. Okay. Thank you guys. You guys are so nice. No pressure here or anything with a whole bunch of people watching. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is a setup for the shower, okay? So I don't know how many of you guys have seen Lori Poole's shower tutorial. And if you haven't, you can literally search Lori, Lori, and then shower in the group and it'll pull up. She did a really nice tutorial on how to build one for very cheap. You know, I wasn't going to show you mine, but I will hop off here. Let me grab this. I have like the cheapest cell phone holder. I couldn't find my other one, so let me roll into this room here and I'm going to show you just what I did for a shower setup. Now, I actually barely ever use my shower setup. I just like throwing plexiglass like wherever I want to, okay? So, let me turn this around. So, for my shower scene, okay, I don't know if you guys know this, but I really am into like 80s cheese. And yeah, so I went with this. Also, these came with my house. So they were left here, and I think if you buy a box of these are literally the peel, the sticky, like this one fell. So I just peeled these off and stuck them up here. I think they're like $20 like a box. It's probably like a $20, $30 project. They have nice ones. They have ones that look less 80s, but these ones really were from the 90s, and I was super excited. I did trim off the edge just because, I don't know, I felt like it. And if you look down here, you'll see that I didn't finish. But this is just some cheap trim from Home Depot. I just cut it and I literally sprayed this to the wall. You can kind of see in some spaces. But I sprayed to the wall with the adhesive. And that's it. I mean, that was literally, I think it took me 20 minutes to build that. Maybe, and I just put my plexi, which I'll show you guys in a minute. And yeah, and just remember when you're building stuff, it doesn't have to look as good in real life as it does in pictures. There's a lot of things I shoot that I just think are horrible in pictures, or excuse me, in real life, but in pictures they look great. So don't worry about that stuff, okay? So let me come back into here. See my round bed, isn't it cute? I'm redoing this whole wall and everything. So you know, it's a fucking mess. So this is how I do my plexiglass setup. Now, you don't have to do a C-stand, okay? So if you look, it's just a C-stand. These are from Home Depot. I think they're like $3 a piece. And this is a piece of 3x4 plexi. Let me go back this way so you can see a little bit. Okay, you'll see back there's my fake window that I moved over here. I'm an idiot because I said I wanted to show natural lighting and how to use this, but then I realized it's dark here at 7 now. So that will be our natural light for right now. Okay. So this is simple. This is it. This is the basic setup. You don't have to have anything. I literally just pinned one of my Society 6 backgrounds up just for fun. And that was it. Questions on that? I mean, this is the easy part right here. I'm going to turn this down a little. Actually, let me flip this back around. So let me know if you guys have any questions. I feel like the basic setup isn't the issue. I think it's more of the getting the photos you want at this point. Also, like I said, you don't have to have a C-stand. You can do these regular stands like this. Let's see if I can sneak this fucker in there. There we go. And you can just clamp this way, one on each side. Or you can build a frame out of copper tubing or PVC pipe. Or as my husband and I were talking about, drilling holes in the top and using an S-clip so I could just hang it from wherever I want, which would be awesome. Yes, I will put this on the replay just unless it gets lost. Sometimes the shit drops and I can't get it back, but as long as all goes well, I will definitely be putting it on the replay. How'd you make your fake window? Yes, there is a tutorial. If you search $50, okay, so $50 window, it will pull right up. And this is, like I said, a $50 window. I love it. It's great. And yeah, it is pinned in the announcements. Yeah, it'll be on the replay. Don't worry. So we're good there so far. Okay. Now I want to tell you there are non-traditional options for this too. If you don't want to go out and get plexi, or you don't have, you know, this not cheap. This one's a 3x4 and I think it was $80. So it's kind of expensive, okay? So what I would really advise if you don't want to do this is some of the other stuff that I will kind of show later, which is kind of taking pictures of the texture of the skin without worrying about shooting through something like this. Also, you guys, I wish I could do this in the daytime because I would have showed you that you can do this on a window in your studio, or you can do it in a door. So if you have a door with a glass outer door, I put people on the air side of mine all the time, spray it and pretend like it's a fucking shower. Just saying, you can use all types of stuff. LED lights, you can search it in your group. That's the cheap one for like 40, not the 600. Yeah, no, this one's 50 bucks. Actually, I don't think it's 50 now. It went down. When I bought the lights, they were 46, and I think they're like 38 now, so it's even better. Ooh, Society 6 has a 30% off. I love Society 6. I have like a whole bunch of their shit. I never use it though. It's one of those things. I'm a hoarder. Okay. So, the lights that I'm going to recommend for you. We're going to do the ring light. I did that because I know a lot of people in here bought that ring light when it went on like flash sale. So I'm going to use that one. I have a cheap LED I will use for a couple of them too. And then also we'll use this for our mock natural light. So you would treat that the same way you would a window, or you can use your fake window, okay? Easy peasy. Have them breathe on the plexiglass. If you're like me, it just gets hot when we shoot, so it naturally fogs up. But you can totally have them breathe on it and put their streaks through it and all that. I think the biggest thing you guys are going to get from this is how to get the droplets right, because I see that and it's fucked up a lot. No offense, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And you'll never like miss the shot, you know what I mean? Which gets me every time if I miss like a shot when I'm trying to go through, you know, something like this. It's hard. Where did I get it? The ring light? I don't remember what we're talking about. Oh, the ring light, right? It was from Amazon. We can link it. I think it was, I want to say like $100. It was worth every penny. It's great. And it's RGB, which is really cool. So, I also have my Annnnd light. I don't think I'm going to show you guys with these guys because I don't think very many people have them. If you have the wands, it's kind of the same deal. You just get a little bit of a more, it's almost like a strip box effect. I'll explain that later. Okay. So, one of the very important things, I'm going to turn this down just a little bit more. Here, Junior's being too loud. Okay. So, one of the really important things is getting the plexi to look right when you spray stuff on it, and getting the body to look right when you spray stuff on it. So, you have a couple options, okay? The first one is you can take any vegetable-based oil, okay, like canola oil is what I use. Yes, the stuff that you cook with. 25% so a 1:4 ratio in a water bottle will give you big, shiny, pretty drops. I will tell you I don't use that method because cleaning that thing after that sucks. It looks really good, but it ain't worth it to me. I clean it after every session and it still just drives me nuts if there's oil. But some people like to do that to spray it on the client so it sets on top of the skin, doesn't get absorbed. I have a better solution. So, depending on what you're going for, you can do baby oil, coconut oil, and you just give it to your client and have them rub it in, make sure they don't have any allergies. But a lot of people don't like to do that because then it gets all over everything, right? Like if they're gonna do something later. This right here, I will link it if you need, but it is a dry oil mist. So what I do is I have my client put that on them, like we'll spray, and well, actually Mariah usually does the spraying for me. Okay, so the glycerin thing, I mean you can, but the vegetable oil is the same thing. So that's why it's just cheaper. Plus most people have it laying around. But you could totally mix glycerin, it's still gonna be a 1:4 ratio. So it's a good point. So if you look at this, it actually, I make all of my clients use this even before we shoot, just because it brings out all the pretty highlights, which I love, especially when you're lighting something, right? You can kind of see how shiny I got right there, right? Okay. So I have them put a healthy smattering of that on, and that way, when we spray them with just your little water bottle, you'll notice they get nice, pretty, well-defined drops. Okay, and these are really easy to get off. You don't have to worry about it making a mess. If this gets on like your sheets or something, it comes right off in the washer. It doesn't stain it, none of that, which is great. It's great. Safety tip, when you spray it, don't spray it out here. We used to do that. It gets on the floor. If you have a hardwood floor, you will fucking die. You will slide across it and you'll break your ass. How do I know? Guess. Is it because I almost died a couple times? Yeah. So put it in your client's hands and have them rub, and then get their collarbones, their décolletage, their tummies, and the tops of like their legs. So like, you know, right in the center in the legs, all the way down. You don't have to do this down here if you're not shooting down there. I just like it, okay? Also, it smells really good and it lasts a long time. So this is a secret of mine. Now, if you want even more dramatic drops, like say you're going full tilt boogie, it's all you're shooting, and you want like these fucking massive drops, use petroleum jelly on your model. You're welcome. It's very bold, if you will, but I love it. Pure Romance oil base smells great. Yeah, the same thing. This one does the tattoos. I have people put it on their tattoos when they come in. One of the reasons I like this is it used to be $7 a bottle. I think it's like more. I think it's $14 now, but I mean, for $8 a bottle, I ain't bitching. Okay. Other safety things. Put a towel under your plexi, because when you spray this, it's going to drip. Save your floor. Save yourself some time, okay? Just be careful. Just remember and let your client know, like, hey, don't step in the water. Don't push really hard in this plexi, because that's the other thing. If you have a C-stand like this, you want to have your one leg out with this kind of over it, so that it's holding that pressure, or you could put a sandbag that I forgot to put on there. But this can slide off, okay? Now, it's not glass, but still, you don't want to be moving it and tilt it down and have it slide off. Also, I've done that before. You can put a clip here, but do you see how if it's not on that C-stand with nothing, it'll just fall right over. So just something to be aware of. If you're like me, I like to live dangerously, so don't be me. Okay, questions on the oil applications. Can't find the dry mist on Amazon. I will put the links in there. It's by Shea Moisture Dry Oil Mist. And it comes in a couple different ones. Don't forget to bring a towel. It's true. There are a couple different ones, like different, not flavors, different scents that are really good. This one's the super fruit, but there's like the basic one. I really like that one too. See. Oh, okay. Did not know it was carried by Target. Cool. Shea Moisture. There you go. Shea Moisture Dry Mist Oil. It's also really good for like your hair. So every time I use it, I always rub it down in the bottoms. That's a freebie for you guys. Okay. So moving right along. So again, remember, if you guys really want to play with textures, Vaseline or even baby oil is really good too. But it's going to make a fucking mess. Just FYI. So, the next thing we're going to talk about is photographing the droplets. Are you guys excited? So, I'm going to turn off this light behind me and I'm going to do some stuff and show you things. So, let me turn that guy off. Okay. So, there's a couple things with the droplets. The very first thing I want to talk about is, can somebody tell me when they're doing these, people who have shot these before, what depth of field or what aperture are you shooting at when you're shooting through these? To me, your average aperture. I'm curious. What's your f-stop? Drop it down there. I'm gonna wait for a second. I'm gonna spray this stuff. These are from the dollar store. Guess how much they cost? I always go on the perimeter. I try to leave an open spot in the middle because I am moving everywhere, and later I can always fill it in. So I go light up here. You could do like a light mist. You can do heavy where you have droplets. Really, whatever floats your boat, guys. But this is why I have the towel here. Now, let's see. 2, 2.8, 5.6, 3.2. Jelly and baby oil is to be used on the skin only, not the glass. Yeah, you don't put the oil on the glass. could actually might give you some neat effects, but you know, you ain't gonna be able to see through it. So maybe just the edges, but yeah, you want to put the oil on your model to help with the nice, pretty, you know, beading. Also, I see people do that all the time. They'll put them behind the plexi and then they'll be in lingerie and they're not wet. So the one thing I always say, either you can like create, either it makes sense or you're making art. So either make sense or make art, okay? Make sense or make art. So in other words, it doesn't make sense somebody's dry in a shower in lingerie. It doesn't make sense. But maybe it could be artistic. So just letting you know. Let's see what else we got. 1.4, 2.84, 2.2, 5 to 6, 1.4 to 2.2, 2.8 to 4. Okay, so I'm about to blow some of your guys' minds. Now, I know most of you guys are probably shooting on a 35 or a 50. Am I right on that? And you can shoot this on anything. I see that so much. Makes zero sense. Yeah. So, you guys, it does depend on how far you are from your glass, okay? I just want to kind of throw that in there. So if you're using a long lens with a lot of compression, like, you know, you're shooting with 105, this isn't going to really apply as much, but it'll make it, it's the same. So I'm just going to kind of cover the 35s, 50s, maybe the 85s, but we'll say 50, okay? 50 on a full frame, okay? Cool? Okay. So what your depth of field is, what your aperture is for these drops back here is really dependent on what you want to do, okay? So if you want to see the texture on the skin and the texture on the glass, you guys ain't gonna be shooting below 11. Yes, that's right, I just said 11. I shoot at 16. F16 is what I shoot at to get both drops and the model's texture on the skin. Now, if you're close to a background like this and you shoot that shallow, that closed off, this shit's backwards. If you shoot at 16, everything is going to be in focus, okay? So if you got a background like mine that's wrinkly, it's going to look wrinkly. So the way to take care of that is to take your plexi and your model and scoot them as far as you can away from the background, because then you will get a blurred background too, still even at a 16, okay? Okay, and the closer, that's a lot to get into, but just check it out. Now, there are times when you might want to shoot at a smaller depth of field. Now, like I said earlier, I went through and I took pictures between a 2.0, a 5.6, and a 16 to show you guys the difference, because I know a lot of people were going to think that it was like 5.6, right? Now, there's sometimes they do shoot at a 1.4 or a 1.8. Like if I want just to focus like right here on a nipple and that's it. That was a mistake I made. I was like, man, I love shallow depth of field. I'm going to shoot everything razor thin. No, because especially with texture, you're going to get like one drop and the rest are going to look like weird blumps on their body. You can't do it. So I find that if you're doing close-up work on a model and you're just doing like boobs, tummy kind of thing, then, you know, 5.6 is cool, okay? Because you're going to like get, you know, from here to here on the boobs. If you want to isolate one droplet, do your one, okay? Download a depth of field calculator on your phone. And that's a really good idea, Chris. If you guys are unfamiliar with depth of field and all that, it's more than just your aperture, okay? It's a lot to do with lens compression, how far you are from stuff, but that is too much. She's like, why? I never heard of this. From here far, okay. So, we're spraying here, okay? Now, if I do, at this setup, if I do a 1.4, the drops will be out of focus. You won't see them at all. Like they will just not be there. The picture will just kind of look like a little glowy, all right? If I do a 5.6, it's not gonna be much different. Not with a 50 this close. Do a 16, this is all gonna be in focus. She's gonna be in focus. Every skin texture on her is gonna be in focus. This is gonna be in focus. And again, I'm gonna post all of these pictures, these comparison pictures in the group so you guys can see the difference. Because I know me saying it's not exactly the same, but I don't really know how to convey this to you on a live. Now, with that said, I think future tutorials, I'll be doing lives on YouTube because I do have everything I need to do a live with my camera, meaning I can actually, you know, dial in the correct exposure back here so that it makes sense and you can actually see stuff, okay? Okay. Okay, so, once you have this, make sure you spray your model. So I'm gonna spray this bitch. That's my nickname for her. She never pays me, but she's great. So So when you're doing an application, again, I always just do a light application, light misting, and then you can always make water droplets if you want and all that fun stuff. But for all intents and purposes, we're gonna do this. Okay, so let me stop and double check where I'm at for my ADD here real quick. Okay, so skin texture, another one. So again, when you guys are shooting skin texture, when you're doing close-ups, you're doing torso shots, probably shooting at, again, probably a 2.0, right? Because we all want that available lighting, I know. Y'all can bump your ISO up. I shoot it like literally I shoot at 12,000 sometimes. 12,000 in my ISO. The secret to that is to shoot for the mid-tones. I don't shoot for the highlights. I don't shoot for the shadows. I do that shit later in Lightroom. But if you try to pull shadows up when your ISO is already high, you're going to have a bad time, okay? So don't shoot dark. If you shoot dark, if you're an underexposer like I am, don't underexpose when you're shooting a high ISO. Trust me on that. Yep, see? So I knew a lot of people were going to say that, hey, yeah, I'm just spraying the glass with water. You can spray it with a 1 to 4 mixture of glycerin or vegetable-based oil like canola oil. So 1 part vegetable oil, 3 parts water. But it's really fucking tough. I don't have any problem. You see they're staying on there fine. You see that? Okay. That's just water. So with you guys talking about it being too dark, this is why I want to bring in this light back here. So this is your natural light, okay? Right? Let me just kind of... So we're going to start with this setup. So when you guys are shooting one window natural light, it's almost impossible to get like a full shot and have it look right with the water droplets and all that. You're going to at least need a reflector. And realistically, unless you have a really bright studio, you're probably going to need a light, okay? Don't be scared. It's okay. When I started, lights were all these weird things and you had to know how to do flash and all this crap. They're not like that anymore. They literally just turn one on and dial it up or down. It's simple. I'm going to show you. And they're not even expensive. Now, you got a couple options. I know some of you guys shoot in actual showers. I wanted to show this to you for you guys. So lume cubes are great. They're just these, like I said, little guy. It can be a strobe or it can be a constant light. You put it on this little guy here. Now, mind you, I bought these little suction cup suckers. Literally. You put it on, you suction cup. It works great. My furry wall won't be a good place. Here, I will put it on this mirror. Voila. Oops, can you see it? Man, it just blends in. But yeah, she's right there. Now, you can do that in a shower because a shower is fucking smooth. So if you like to do speed flashes, you can do them on that. That's a really good way to work in a small space. I'm just saying. It's a little tip I'm throwing out there. Okay. I barely ever use those because it involves me kneeling down to get something out of my drawers, and I don't feel like doing that. That one is a lume cube. The thing that I mounted it on is actually, and again, if you guys need the link for it, I can link it. I'm like an Amazon whore, I'm sorry. But it's for, you know, like the video webcams that you put like on your house. It's for that. I can't remember exactly. I think it was like Nest or something, but it was like a Nest suction cup. So it's for a video camera, but I repurposed it because that's what I do in case you haven't noticed. So yeah, I'll post a link for it. Let's see. Okay, so this is a setup. Let me actually move this way maybe. Let's see. Okay. So like I said, it's going to be really hard to see the water droplets on here. But for me, the most important thing is going to be the setup. So let's see if this makes sense. Okay, actually, I knew this was going to be the hardest part for me. If you guys hear loud crashes, that's just, you know, that's just me, who I am as a person. Oops, might help if I go the right direction. As I clink everything. Let me see. There we go. Okay, so now you guys can see, I have the window is behind her, okay? So if you shoot this way, you're going to get a silhouette, all right? So you don't want to do that. So the first thing you want to do is have your model turn so you're getting rim lighting, okay? So rim lighting is when you get a light here and you get a light here. Make sure this titty's lit up or it's not going to look right. Do you see it? Okay. Of course, my dumbass does this in a corner with a mirror, so I have like a natural built-in reflector. Now you can see the rim light, right? You can see kind of the outline of the boobs. This is really the only way to do this and still get those droplets, and you can see them. The big thing I want to tell people is don't try to shoot your droplets flat like this, okay? Then your stuff doesn't have to be right next to a model, doesn't have to be far away from a model. But I can tell you, I usually shoot mine about a 45 degree from the light source, okay? Excuse me. Okay. So the other thing I tell people when you're shooting like this, move this thing. Stand here, because I usually shoot it sideways. Everybody always kind of looks at it like a shower, so they think they have to shoot straight on. I don't shoot straight on. You can't. You won't get these nice, pretty lights. You got to go to the side so you can get these, okay? So make sure you move, it moves, all right? That's another reason why to use a sandbag. And if you're using these kind of stands, it's going to be a lot more tedious. So you can either use these with casters or just buy a C-stand. They're not that expensive. So again, you'll see how the beads, can you guys see that? Ugh, I fucking hate that I can't adjust the exposure. Okay. So that looks okay, right? I mean, ish. If I was shooting it, I would shoot this direction. So let me see if I show you guys that, if it'll show up too. Let's go for a ride. Okay. It's hard to do this because I got to turn around so I can see what I'm doing, but then I'm behind it and I can't see what I'm doing. It's a mess. Okay. There we go. So you can kind of see the drops. So see how if you move them, you can get different effects. Oh, another tip, wear black when you're doing this so you can't see yourself in here. Seriously. Put a hoodie over your head. It will make your life easier. So that's how you do a one light setup. Now, is there other ways? Probably. Is it going to look like shit? In my opinion, yeah. I don't like flat lighting. It's hard to flat light when you have water, okay? But you can see how this is easy and how you can get both, yes? Okay. Questions before I move on to adding a light? I'm going to add a $20 light, okay? $20 whole. All right. So, I have seen a couple wood frames for plexiglass with wheels. If you're doing that, how would you recommend it? These are 3x4s. I've seen a couple in the group do it. So I would do, yeah, 3x4. So at least. Now, if I could go back and buy another one of these, I would buy a longer one. Seriously. Like, I really would. Because I can only do to, like, knees here. So the longer, the better. Now, this light, right here. I have it on a spider. This is another good thing, or not a spider. I'm sorry. What the fuck are you called? Somebody help me. Gorilla grip. There we go. Maybe. I don't know. It looks like a fucking it's a three-legged spider. It's a spitter. Okay. So this is like I think this one's a $30 panel. It's not expensive. It's very blue. If you don't know how to correctly or creatively color and do white balance, watch my tutorial on that. All you gotta do is Google or search creative white balance. It will pull up. Now, here's where people make a big mistake when they're lighting. I see this a lot. And they go, well, how do I not get reflections? Real simple. You don't put the fucking light on this side of the glass. Is it a Gorilla Pod? I have a spider. See, that's what's on my waist. My spider. I love it. It's the best thing ever. Okay. So, if you want to have cool effects, and you want to you like that look, and you want to use like this ring, and you want to make cool stuff, cool. Like we can do, let's see if I can show you guys a picture. Anybody else just always forget to take their lens cap off? Just me? Okay. Don't ask, guys. Okay. Hold on. So, my only problem is just going to be one moment. Okay, there we go. So, you can see, we'll do like that. I mean, I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this. Let's try. Let's give it a whirl. So you can kind of see the little effects on there. Very simple, okay? Good, I'm glad I'm not the only one that leaves my flash on, or my fucking lens cap on. This is why I like a spider, because I can just stick it on my belt loop here. So the way to avoid this, because like, yeah, it could be cool, I guess. If you're gelled or something, it's not bad, all right? But a better idea is to put it behind the glass, all right? So we're gonna do that. All right, so again, if you guys don't know, this is gonna be loop lighting. Loop lighting is because you get a little loop on the nose. We'll go a little bit. We're gonna go, yes, I am that picky. All right, so you guys can already see how much better that looks. A link for my belt. Yeah, I can find that. I shoot with I shoot with all types of stuff. I shoot with vintage lenses. I shoot with Sony, Sigma. But my very favorite, most used is probably my Zeiss 1.4. Love this thing. It's like an $1,800 lens. It's worth every damn penny, guys. Okay. So, yeah, see? You guys see how much better? I'm going to turn that off and back on so you can see the difference. Are you ready to be dazzled? Maybe, if I could find the fucking button. Well, no dazzling today, kids. All right. See? Now, if I had my camera and I could change the white balance, I would be setting this probably at about, probably like 5,000, so it looked better. But anyway, so you can see a very simple setup. You can do the same thing with moving this glass. You're going to get your light for your stuff. You can add more water, okay? See, we're looking better already, right? Okay. The other thing you can do is you can use these as 2 rim lights. So in other words, if you don't want to light her face, you can totally take this sucker, come from the side, I'm afraid to touch this. I was just too lazy to find a swivel head. This is all this is. So you can do a technique called feathering the light, where you aim it, here, turn this so you can see it, where you feather the light. How do I, look, I'm in glass. Swear to God. Okay, there we go. So feathering just means that instead of shining it directly on something, you move it so it's kind of brushing past it, okay? You're getting the fall off from the light. So I like to backlight that way and still get some fall off on the front. So I'll put this slightly behind the person, but still enough to where I can see that tip of that nose. So I get this nice little kind of rim light. There we go. And again, I don't know if this is gonna really translate on here, but I do have the samples. When you had it on her face, was it to the side but slightly in front? Okay, so let me actually pull this over here so you can see that better. So, okay, so this is feathered lighting. You can see it's slightly behind her, okay, and aimed out this way. When I do loop lighting, I just literally look for, here, let me make this the most simplest thing possible. Let me turn off my fake window here, maybe. This falls on my fucking head. All right, that should be better. So let me, really, my whole entire existence is fighting where to put this fucking stand. There we go. Move this out of the way. So loop lighting, you want to look for this shadow down here. Okay, so you can see as I go, it gets a loop on this side. So it's going to be in front just a little bit. Woof! I knew that was going to happen. So it's going to be a little bit in front. Oh my God. Stop being an asshole. Just because I called you a spider. A spider will be able to hold on to this fucking thing. All right, there we go. Whoops. Seriously? Literally how all of my sessions go, okay? Man, I would have worked in a little bit of a bigger, I need a friend to help hold the camera. It would be so much easier. Okay, so slightly up a little bit so you can see this underneath her nose. If it's directly on, you got butterfly lighting. If it's to the side and there's a loop on the other edge, that's loop lighting. So basically, fucking light her face. I did a tutorial on the 5 lighting styles. I highly suggest watching it. If you guys want, I'll link that up there too. I'll put it in the event, okay? Now, another thing I want to show you guys, I'll blow your fucking minds here in a second. If I could get this thing to do anything I want it to. There we go. You don't just have to shoot into, oh, these lights here, they're newer 360s, okay? I think they're about 30, 40 bucks. It's basically the bigger version of the demo I did on the lighting tutorial I'm talking about. You can get the smaller ones for 2 for 40. Yeah, super break your bank. The other thing I tell people, don't forget to play with things because this is a reflection and that looks tight, okay? It may not look the best on here, but let me show you. Let me see if you guys can see one of the pictures I took earlier. Let's see. Oh, in here, this is that. Remember I said if you want it to have the light on the thing, you can do something like this, which I will, again, I will post pictures so you can see it. But here's an example of a picture. God, I hate you, Sony. Really? Technical difficulties. So you can kind of see it. And again, I will post these, but they just look so very cool. Okay? You're as awkward and clumsy as, yeah, girl. I wrote the book on being an awkward, clumsy motherfucker. All right. So, the things we've learned so far is you need lights. You need to shoot an f11 or higher. Okay? Now, if you want to shoot, again, if you want to play with things, try shooting lower. Try shooting higher. But I'm telling you, the best is when you shoot those high, that high 16. Do you use Sony batteries for your lights? Yes. I have probably 25 of those, and I've never had one fail. So I don't know. Oh, with AAs. Oh yeah. Don't use double A's in those. You want to use these rechargeable suckers. They last a lot longer and they work a lot better. When shooting a reflection, do you still need to shoot at 5.6 or higher? Good question. Something like that, because you're on a plane like this where everything's even, you can actually shoot that at a 1.4, a 1.6, a 2, because it's on the same plane. Okay, so the drops in her are the same. Does that make sense? So that's kind of a cheater way to do that. Will it be that bright with the gel on? I actually have this thing turned way down. Look, I'm magic, you guys. Fucking Elena Copperfield, huh? Okay, sorry, I'll get way too amused. But yeah, this thing's pretty bright. And like I said, when I'm shooting with this in the window, I'm probably shooting at an ISO. Oh, I have to shoot it like at least a 250 because I can't hold shit up because of my nerve damage. But I would say between like a 4,000 to 6,000 or 8,000, which sounds really high, but if you have a full frame camera, it can literally handle that. So, also sometimes noise is sexy. All right. So I want to pull this guy back just a little bit. I'm going to do my loop lighting on it, and I want to show you how easy it is now to add another light, or just that light. We'll do both. Elena Copperfield, yeah. Fucking magic person over here. All right, there we go. Let me turn this down. I don't want it to overpower my soft voice. When you're shooting is behind you dark. I have a hard time getting a reflection from white walls wherever it's light. I actually shoot with my windows blacked out, my eyesight on. Okay. I can shoot with this everything on and still get the same thing if you're shooting at the right settings. So if you're really close to it and there's some light, it's going to show up. And I'm actually going to show you how to use that to your advantage. But wear dark colors. If you can black it out, cool. Otherwise, you just want to shoot from the angle. If you stand right in front of it and shoot into it, you're going to get a reflection. You have to offset it. Are you stepping off to the side like I showed you? like a 45. So if this is my setup and this is my model, my ass is gonna be, I'm trying to get her, there we go. Ugh, live does not give me a lot of options for stuff, but I would be shooting literally this direction, okay? So this way. So that's like, gosh, I don't even know. It's not a 90, but it's probably like a 60-degree angle, 70-degree angle. It's like, if this is me shooting at the glass is like this. Like imagine a door opening about halfway, okay? So that side's closer than this side. And that will take care of a lot of your reflection issues. So, are you guys ready? I'm actually gonna turn this guy off for a second. I'm gonna put that window back on, because I know most of you have a window, so we can definitely use that. And you can use the window as your main light. We'll do that next. So, okay. Again, if this is your main light, a good rule of thumb, and this is not all the time, okay? But a good rule of thumb is to keep your model's face pointed toward the light, okay? We usually don't want the client's face to be dark, so I tend to keep the window on an angle so that I'm getting this rim light this way, but then keep the client's face toward the light. And I actually technically would shoot her a little bit further back. Okay, so you can shoot this way too. Looks fucking awesome in here. Okay, check those reflections, you guys. So let me go. Goddamn lights. 1 minute, please. There we go. That's good enough. Okay, she's a little twisted, but don't worry about that. Yeah, search $50 $50 window, and it will pull right up in here. Okay, so we got her at the light here. You can see she's got nice side lighting again. All right, which you can shoot this way. Now, if you're shooting this way, let me see if I can show you. Pop this off. Let me pop this bitch off. Okay. So you can see the stuff kind of here. So I would just go into here, all right? So you see how you can see that stuff, right? There, that's better. All right, and again, if you were trying to shoot it flat against her, you're gonna get weird things happening. So I always go at an angle. I go this way sometimes. You can play with moving the water around and however you want. Obviously it would look better with a camera and not a phone. Yeah, if I got a client that bent like that, I would feel really bad. I'd be like, ooh, don't sue me. You said you were flexible, girl. But do you see how this changes? And you don't have to move your model. You don't even have to move. Just move this son of a bitch right here, see? That way you can get to light all the way you want it, because it's going to be different depending on the time of day and all types of stuff, okay? Look at that. All right? Now, the cool part. I'm stuck. Hold the fuck on. Let me put this back down. Okay. Put this over here. All right. Oops. Here we go. So now I'm going to add this, okay? So I already got her lit in the front. Now we're going to light her in the back. Now you can use it like a ring light if you want. But again, I'm going to do this thing where I light in a feather. So I'm going to feather the background. It's going to give me nice fall off over here so it's evenly lit so you don't have one side of your picture dark. That also drives me nuts. But it's also going to give a nice bright light up on the side here, okay? Also, it's going to help with the water droplets. So let's see what we got now. Yeah, it looks pretty damn good. All right, so you guys can kind of see, oh, it zooms, nifty. You can kind of see where we're going with how we added that back in. This makes a huge difference in camera. So the easiest way now, if you are not real good with gels, don't start mixing colors. You guys, there is a method to it. And sometimes I see two colors mixed and then you get these weird funky things happen in between. I'm like, no. So the easiest way to play with colors without, you know, really having to know too much about it is to add some colors for a kick like this. All right. See how pretty that looks. Let's see if it can get it to, there we go. Let me see if I can show you a picture I took earlier so you can see how this really looks on a camera, because it is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. And it makes a huge difference. So let's see. Dear Elena, why do you shoot so dark? I really do. So this gives you kind of an idea. And again, I'm going to post, god dang it. There. I'm going to post all of these up. I swear it looks so much better in real life, okay? So, and then if you want to just use this guy, you can do the exact same things. You could put this as a loop light like we did with this light, okay? Or you can use it by itself, make it the main light. And turn off this guy. Okay. So, ooh girl, your drops are dripping so pretty. We're gonna get to film like photographing that here shortly. Okay. Literally how I talk to every client. Look at your drippy drops, girl. I like how that looks like it's a black light. Does your ring light change colors? Yes, it does. I know. I told you magic, right? I'll pick a different color. Some stick of blue, though. So let's go. Let's see. Let's do purple. So if you guys are doing this, the best way to do it is just to do a little bit of a backlight. So if this is your client here, you're going to put the light slightly behind them and slightly turned at them. Okay? Well, it looks so pretty. I'm going to take this off of here. Now, it's going to correct my color balance, unfortunately, in this live, but you can kind of see what I'm getting at here. So again, you'll see this is how I have it. That's the ring light flat, and you'll notice she's sideways, right? So when I come this way, it's got that nice lighting on her, and if you, let's see if I can show you her droplets. Okay, see how nice those droplets look? They haven't moved. Not that she has either. But it does make a huge difference to have it lit this way. So let me put this back on a normal color and kind of show you what I mean. There we go. Oof. So see how they're nice this way? Now if I had her flat against it, you don't, it's not the same thing, okay? You guys see what I mean? So again, titties to the side. Look at that. And see how much more they pop out there? Now, if you shoot on a 1.4, this is going to be in focus, literally just right here. If that, well, wherever you focus, let's say I focused right here. This will be in focus. Everything else will pretty much be out of focus, getting more blurry as it goes, especially if I'm standing, you know, about this close, which I would be if I was shooting a 50, okay? If you shoot at a 5.6, you'll start getting some of these drops in the picture too, okay? But if you shoot at like an 11, you're going to get every detail of the skin, and it looks so good. Yeah, I can definitely do a lighting gram or a diagram setup. That's no problem at all. It's very simple. It's just rim lighting. It's awesome. Okay. So, I'm stuck behind this shit. So let me pop this back in. I'm going to show you guys a couple more things. And again, I think that once you guys put this together with the examples that I'm going to post, probably tomorrow or the next day, that it'll really click for you, okay? So, whew, don't drop my phone, baby. Okay. So, I think we did good. I do. Now, remember, all this is going to be dependent, again, on what type of lens you're using, okay? Because I can get hella compression on a 200 millimeter lens at 5.6, okay? I'd be halfway across the fucking United States, but I would get really nice depth of field on that. So it's not just aperture, but again, if you want everything in focus, if you want to see all them water droplets, you guys have got to kick up your aperture. You can't do that 1.4 unless you have the person literally on top of the glass, like it's this far and you're shooting like maybe a 3, you might get it to work, but you're not going to get the look you want, okay? I know there's going to be a lot of info, I'm sorry about that. Next, pops. My favorite thing. If you guys have looked at my work, I like adding just all of the drama. Okay, I'm gonna turn off my heater, 1 second. So I like adding the drama. Me and the drama get along. It just makes me feel like, I don't know, it's just like something extra fun to play with, okay? Now, the easiest way to do it is to play with this reflection, all right? As we talked about earlier, wear dark clothes so that you don't see yourself unless you want to be in your picture. Every once in a while I'll have like my face somewhere, I don't tell them. I'm like, that's my fucking eye. I'm watching you. Okay, so what I have here is a safety hazard. Let me plug this in. And if you're doing this, I would definitely recommend using copper lights, just because the wiring is a lot smaller, so it doesn't really pick up. But I moved all the shit in my studio, and everything is covered in the back room. So I took what I could. So you can literally wear these. Yes, I said that. You can wear them. Just put them over yourself, hold them out, and shoot. You don't have to hang it. I just did it because it's easier. A link to the stand for the plexiglass. I can link that too, but really, if you go to Amazon and you type in C-stand, they're like $100, $109, something like that. They're all the same. Get like a Cowboy Studio or whatever the hell. I buy pretty much all knockoff shit. I'm terrible. You are welcome. Okay, so you guys, you do something like this. Now, the big thing with shooting any kind of light in front of it, I want to get the reflection. I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I can lower that. Come on. You can kind of see it in here. You can buy the plexiglass from Home Depot or Lowe's. This is a 3x4, but you can get bigger or smaller. Make sure it's plexiglass, not acrylic. Plexiglass is flexible and doesn't break. Acrylic I cut once and almost died. Just telling you. So the big thing with when you're doing these kind of reflections and bokeh and stuff, two things. A, you can't shoot on too fast of a shutter speed because you'll knock out all your ambient light. Photography 101, okay? So let's keep it 250 or less, all right? The lower the better. If you got a steady hand, cool. I don't, so it's gonna be like 200 for me. The other thing is, don't leave your light really fucking bright because you're gonna kind of wash those out, right? So we wanna balance them. So I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna lower this bitch. You know what? I'm gonna use this cheap ass light just because I enjoy changing things. Hey lady, this might fall on your face. Okay. Anybody else tell their clients that? Just me? So I'm just lighting her up pretty. Just a one cheap ass light setup. I'm gonna go like right there. I'll tell you right now, this is gonna be a high roof. Also, if you have a big ass, watch what you're doing. See how you can already see the reflections more? Magic. Buff out scratches on plexi. How the hell do you scratch your plexi? Like I hear people say that and I literally throw mine on the ground and it is not scratched. I mean, it's maybe scuffed in a couple places, but it ain't gonna affect nothing. So just letting you know. Just letting you know, guys. Okay. So the trick here, the one time I'm gonna tell you guys is shoot it a shallow depth of field. Shoot it like a 2.8 or lower. And what you wanna do is instead of doing this flat, guess what? We wanna go sideways, just like before, right? We don't wanna shoot this ever flat. I mean, there's very rare times I shoot the plexi flat. Okay, so in other words, I'm not shooting it straight on, I'm shooting it from an angle like this, because that's how I get my pretties. Let me see if I can show you guys my pretties. See if you can see the difference. Did you get plexi or did you get acrylic? Because there is a difference. Plexi is like, it almost feels like plastic. Plexi feels like if you break it, you can cut yourself with it. It's very rigid. So, okay, so you guys can kind of see from the side, right? How you can see the nice, God, I wish I could fucking turn this phone down and expose it properly. Okay? If I go here, you don't get that same, look. I mean, you can, but you're going to get this light in it, all right? And nobody wants to see their lights. So go offset yourself, all right? That's why I said don't spray until you already kind of have set your shot up, because that makes a huge difference. Yeah, I'm going to put this on the replay, no worries. So, for this little guy, I'm going to show you guys one more time while Elena puts this phone in the world's shoddiest phone holder. I mean, it's not like I paid $1,600 for a phone. It's cool if it falls. I had to take off the protective case. It's fine. What could possibly go wrong? Okay. So, I see people do this a lot, and they make a mistake where they just shoot right through. Ooh, that looks so good, though. So I'm going to go straight on and see. I'm going to kind of overexpose this a little bit, you guys, so she's going to be looking a little hot, okay? But I want you to be able to see it. So if I go straight on, go right here. Okay, so if I go straight on, you'll see there's no drama, okay? There's a glare. Nobody wants that shit. But if I shoot from a side angle here, okay, I'm gonna get a lot more fun and a lot different little things to do. God, I wish this camera didn't suck. There we go. All right. And then go a little further even, and you'll see I actually am getting the reflection of this over here. I don't care. It's going to add to it. It's going to just give it a nice vignette, because where I'm in focus and stuff, it's not going to matter. So with stuff like this, you can literally hold it up so that you got different sizes and shapes and woof. Let's see. I have a really bad shoulder, so I'm just trying to hold my camera steady. May not be the most in focus with one hand. All right, so you'll see there's not only, it's so hard to see. So there's not, you know what, actually, hold on. I have an idea. Maybe. Perhaps. There we go. Well, if this thing would stop flipping around. Okay. There we go. I'm going to turn it around this way and see if you can see it just a little bit better than the other way. It's still a little bright. I wish it would let me auto do the exposure, but you can see how cool that looks, right? Like there's these different size ones, there's a reflection on the glass and all this. It's so easy. And yeah, especially with Christmas coming up, it's super, super simple to do. So here's another one I did earlier. Okay. A couple different little things here. Man, these look like shit on this thing, but I swear they don't. And you could do it with not colored lights. See? And that's just all reflection on that, and then also bokeh. It's neat. Like for that, let's see. They were. There you go. Typically, I would lower this, and I would decrease that, but because I'm not really, I don't really give a fuck at the moment. So, but yeah, you can see like my ISO is not that bad. Now when I'm shooting for all of the stuff in focus, which let me see if I can find one of those for you guys, because I took them earlier. Like I said, I'm going to post all these in the group for comparison so you can see the difference between a 16 and a 1.4 and all that jazz, because you really can't tell in here. Yeah, I'm going to have to. That's a bummer, because like it's just not going to show up on this thing. But like I said, I took a bunch for you guys. Because, see, you want to have, like, this nice... Stop overexposing, you piece of crap. So it flips around on me. It's like, what? You talking shit? Anyway, but I will post those, okay? And then your guys are going to be like, oh, shit, you're right. And then I can be like, I know. Okay. So, again, I would definitely recommend using copper lights, fairy lights, whatever you want to call them. Woof! Because these guys, they work cute. I mean, they're great. They're cheap. But again, they're a little tedious to use. So, questions on that so far? I'm gonna just move these the fuck out of my way so I don't kill myself on accident. Okay. Oh, good. I'm safe now. All right. I'm gonna wait here a couple questions. Okay. See, that's not so hard now, was it, guys? Now, I want to give you some other information, too. Like I said, an easy way to kind of jazz this up is to literally just add a gel. I didn't pull a gel out. Do I have one in here? Who knows? I just have weird shit laying around. I didn't pull one out for that, but you can just put a gel over it. It will knock your light down by about 1 stop. But since I have that light on its least bright setting, it ain't gonna fucking matter, okay? Right. So, now, let's move along into the part that I really care about. Yeah, see, this is that spider harness for the people who were asking earlier. So, I have to move my tit out of the way so I can see what I'm doing. But this way, if you bend or if you do anything, like it doesn't go anywhere. And it's got a lock so that you actually, I unlocked it. So once it's locked, it's good. But I know when I did the shoulder ones, I always worried they were gonna fall, and I'm always, you know, getting down and like, see? Sometimes I walk around and pretend like it's a dick. It's fun. 10 out of 10 would recommend. I shoot with 2 cameras all the time, usually 3, but see? It gets stuck in there. It's a great little thing. Okay, so for people who don't want to get plexi or don't want to fuck with plexi, me, aka me, I very rarely use plexi because I am a lazy person, okay? Is it cool? Sure. Is it like something I add for like somebody who pays up front or like as an add-on to, you know, add value? Sure. Do I just pull it out randomly? Fuck no, it's a lot of work. Did I mention it leaks on the floor? Okay. So I'm just telling you guys. Now, what does Elena do? Well, I do a wet thing every session. That just sounds really dirty. I do something with water or some type of liquid every session. Here are some ideas. Put your client in front of a window. Spray the window. Shoot them. Expose for your highlights. You can do like, I posted a picture of one of my clients in their bathtub, and she was looking out the window and she kind of was doing a this. It's in the group. Yeah, I mean, just something like that. So it gets nice water. I wish COVID was over because plexi would finally be on sale. Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that. So this really makes sense then, like why you may not want to use plexi, because I've had this for like 4 years. So windows are great, especially if you shoot it like in the dark. You can really use a window just like you would this. I mean like a window. Like I have a sliding glass door. I use that all the time for a shower. It's even double pane. I don't give a shit. It still looks cool. A lot of times I'll photograph people in front of it and I'll spray the window behind it and I'll get textures on both. It's just cool. Play with it. You don't have to have a piece of plexi. The next thing, wet t-shirts. You guys, they sell like crazy. You can buy them for your clients, okay? Go to Walmart and get like every size white tank top, or go on Amazon for like $3 a piece. Yes, a white tank top or a white t-shirt, and just stock them in here. Have your client throw one on, spray it. Ta-da. Super easy. You follow the same thing for getting the textures on the skin and how to photograph it. Same thing with the lighting. You want to do rim lighting because you want to pull out the textures in the skin. Okay, so the lighting and everything is going to stay exactly the same. You just don't put a piece of plexi in front of them. And then you can still shoot your aperture a little lower. If you're just doing skin texture and you're doing like a 3/4 length, you could probably shoot it like, fuck, you could probably do a 3.5 even and still get a good amount of texture in there. Now if you're going close in, then I would go like a 5.6, but seriously, it's neat. It's fun. Do it. Nudes. This is the best way to do nudes if you got somebody who's like, you know, not like happy with their tummy or something like that. Fucking spray water on their ass, spray water on their titties, and just do a nice cropped in close up. If you want, that would be the time to do a open aperture and just isolate maybe like a nipple or get some, you know, pretty detail shots. Okay. Had a metal frame and got the plastic winter covers and taped it tight. Yeah, that's a good idea. I've actually heard somebody did that with that. I've seen a shower curtain where they stretch it. So you guys, if it's cheap, don't be afraid to play stuff with stuff. Half the reason I know about all this is because I was like, oh, this is a good idea, and I do it, and I'd be like, fuck, that didn't work. Let's try this, or you know, I did, you know, it did work. So that's why a lot of times when I do stuff and you guys are asking me, I'll be like, I'm not ready to tell you yet. It's because I haven't worked the kinks out, and I don't want to tell you how to fucking waste your money. Let me figure it out. Let me waste your money. I mean, let me waste my money, and then you want to waste your money. You're welcome. Like for instance, my latest project, my furry wall. Do you guys expect any less from me? Yes, it's a shag covered wall. Well, it's the beginning of a shag covered wall. The other things to do, ice cubes. You can buy fake ones. I don't, I use actual ice cubes. Well, I did until my refrigerator broke. Now we don't have ice cubes. But again, they're really easy. Still use the oil. And you guys, the whole time you're doing these, still use your oils. Don't skip that. Don't just spray water, or don't just do an ice cube, or don't just do a wet t-shirt. If you're doing a wet t-shirt, oil those bitches up first. And I use bitches in the like loving term, okay? That's just letting you know. Do you plan on ever doing a posing live tutorial? I love the way you explain things. You know, it's something we could do. I have a fucking awesome hair and makeup artist, and I'm sure she'd be down to come in here and pose for us. I do a lot of flow posing, and I don't mean in the typical way that like a lot of people do it. I actually will walk through posing myself before I shoot a client. That helps tremendously. So I'll be like, you know, in one area and I'll work my way to another area. And I create like this kind of storyline. That way it's really easy for me to not forget what I'm doing. Okay, ADHD queen. But speaking of, I'm coming out with a guide this month. Okay, this month it's already done. I just have to shoot the pictures for it, the samples, the examples. And it's free to anybody who's signed up on my website, okay? I can link that for you guys. It'll be free. I'm only launching it out once. I don't know exactly when it'll be this month, but it will be this month. But it's gonna show you how to add so much diversity to like your typical flow pose or whatever you're already doing without like having to learn new poses. It's amazing. I don't know why, I don't think anybody's thought of it. Maybe they did, but you know what? Mine's gonna be cool. I'm so excited to share that. If you don't sign up for it, then you're gonna be paying $99 if you want it. So I highly suggest you sign up for it, okay? But I have a lot of stuff coming out. There's something that I don't want to talk about yet because I always feel like it's bad juju if I'm not already working on it. But my first course will be a creative lighting course, which will actually walk you through setups like this. And like you see with my work for a budget pricing, but still being able to do really cool effects and practical effects, yes. So I'm super excited. That'll be my first like educational, like for sale thingamabobber. So watch that, okay? All right, you guys are gonna love that guide. That guide's gonna be like, I used it, and see, I had 3 sessions I used it on, and every one of those sessions upgrade to the next package. And for me, it's a big deal because, you know, I'm booking people in at like $5,000. So when they upgrade to like an $8,000 or a $10,000 session because they can't narrow the pictures down, I call that success, all right? And I love it because it makes sense. Like I said earlier, you can make sense or you can make art. I hear boudoir photographers all the time, they hate props. I hate props. Props are stupid. I don't accept props. And I'm just like, send your clients to me. I like props. I want to tell a fucking story. I read too many Playboys when I was a kid, and it always had a storyline and a theme, and I like that shit. So if it makes sense, cool, shoot it. Like a coffee cup and a sweater makes sense. A coffee cup with somebody in a lingerie sitting like in the middle of a field maybe doesn't, okay? So context on everything. And if it doesn't make sense, like this stuff sometimes doesn't make sense to me. I feel like if it doesn't make sense, like who's got neon lights in a shower with tape on them? Then it's art. Then you're gonna make art. Go crazy with it. Do something unexpected. One or the other, guys. Come on, you're gonna love it. Okay. Watering cans, my favorite thing. If you guys like plants like I do, you could kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Have your client water a plant while you take pictures and then progress it down to where they're pouring the water on themselves. Works great with hoses too. Yeah, I spray my clients with hoses. I would suggest you get like the nozzle that does like the different things because you can get mist and you can get rain. You can make it rain. Everybody, I made a rain machine, but you could literally just fucking throw a hose and just like this. Remember when you were a kid and you made it rain? It's the same thing. Play with that. Don't be afraid to whip the shit out. Worst case, your client's wet and having a good time, okay? Do you offer a pricing guide anywhere that I've missed? Pricing guide for products that you use for your pricing guide. Got another pricing guide. I didn't have any help with products. Oh, okay. I do not do pricing stuff, okay? Not really my forte. I run a really good business, but I hate business stuff. I'm a creative. But there are amazing people like Alex Loveland who do that stuff. I would suggest joining her group, Alex Loveland for Boudoir Photographers. I can link her, or somebody in here link Alex's group for me. Brian Dirkson's group's a really good one, Boudoir Exposed, link that one. And Michael Sasser's group is a really good one. I would highly recommend Alex's though for the guides for her pricing. She will get you in at least a range where you should be, okay? And, you know, they kind of go over the different labs and pricing. Of course, if you have specific questions, I'll answer that. I have no problem. But my stuff's more on like, you know, doing weird shit. Let's see. I love the way your brain works. You mean all over the place? You know, they told me this was a problem when I was a kid. It never stops. So, like I said, hoses, stuff like that. That's great for outdoor stuff. You may not want to bring a hose in your studio, so stick with a squirt bottle if you're just wanting to do nudes. I mean, you put this away, all right? and you shoot that, she's still gonna love it, okay? I sell so many things, and you don't need anything fancy. This rim lighting where you're having the light behind the model and the model at kind of like a 45 to it, you do that in a window. You can see that 100 times on my Instagram. Mine's just Glamour Studios. If you go on there and you see any chick leaning in a fucking doorway, it's the same pose I do. In fact, I think there's one in here with her with the shirt on and her holding their panties down. She's leaned in a doorway. There is no extra light. That is a natural light. You just want that light to hit this way. Go on your camera, expose for your highlights, okay? Not your fucking shadows. And yet here you are making money off of it not working correctly. Shh, don't tell people. When you redecorate, do you move furniture around with lighting in mind? No, I am horrible. I just literally made a mirrored headboard, okay? That is the dumbest shit anybody who works with lighting down, like, because I have no natural light down here. It's just stupid, but I don't care. I will figure out how to make it look good. But one of the things that I really like to do is adjust my things. So maybe it doesn't work right away, but I can try different things and like make adjustments. Sometimes things that I like don't look right, and I'll be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna try something else. So don't be afraid to play around and try it. A lot of times it's just gonna push you out of your comfort zone, and you're gonna find new poses and new lighting techniques and all this shit that you wouldn't even have thought of. So I have followed your work for a while and love it. It is so great to see your personality. Thanks. Yeah, I'm just a spaz basically. That's 99.9. Can you explain what you mean when you say exposed for the highlights, not the shadows? Okay, so, God, I wish I could show you the back of my fucking camera. It looks dark. Everybody's gonna call it, it's probably like 2 stops under exposed, but here's why. If you expose for your shadows, or you expose for the darkest area, that's gonna make your highlights really, really, really bright, right? It's gonna blow them out. We don't want that, because when you go into Lightroom and you try to bring that exposure and the highlights back down, you'll never regain the details in your highlights. You just won't. Now, if you underexpose and your shadows are too dark and your highlights are perfectly exposed, meaning they're not blown out, you can easily bump up the shadow on the blacks, and you will retain your detail in the darks because it's a shadow. Okay. Then again, I think I actually posted something like that. I did. I'll have to link that or share it in here. Because like when you see my pictures in camera, like I tell people when I'm shooting this kind of stuff, you can't even really see it on the back of the camera. That's how underexposed it is. Now, if you're shooting high ISO, you got to really watch that. You got to go a little underexposed, but not too much, because then when you try to pull your shadows back, you're going to have a fuck ton of noise. But just try it, experiment, and let me tell you one thing. There are times when I've shot outside, like I said, 12,000 ISO, 32,000 ISO, and it is grainy as fuck, and those are some of my favorite pictures. Don't fucking worry about it. It's a digital camera. You don't have a roll of film. Just try shit. What's the worst case? You don't like the picture? So just do it. Thank you guys. How are you doing at metering? Metering. Okay, so you totally can meter. I have a Seiko meter. I've used it one whole time in my life when I shot strobes. Even then I just eyeballed it. Like, what are you shooting with? Most of us are shooting with mirrorless cameras, and mirrorless cameras are a great thing because you have EVF, which means when you look through the viewfinder, you see your settings. You don't see the properly exposed thing, no matter, like when you work with a normal DSLR, when you look through the piece of glass, you literally see the room. It's just, it's a viewfinder. It's glass. There's no settings applied to it. When you have a mirrorless camera, you're seeing a projected image with the settings you set. So all you gotta do is turn them down until you like what you see. So I mean, that's how I do it. Now, if you're shooting with an older camera, you can do the same thing. Take a picture, look at it. Go, ooh, it's too dark, up it. Take a picture, look at it. Now, there's way more technical things, but that's gonna be a different live on a different day. Okay? Okay, so I'm on a crop, it's rough. Did you know crops actually have better low light performances than full frames because they're cropped? Stop doing that, you guys. Just try it. Just do it. Just figure out a way. I shot on a Pentax K5, okay? It's a 14 megapixel camera from 2002. I shot on that up till 3 years ago is when I got my Sony. So, are the pictures better? Sure. They're a lot better. Dynamic range is vastly different. And I'll tell you, I shot with the Canon an 80D, which is hilarious since I have 80D, but it's an 80D the worst low light performance in the earth. I don't like Canons for that. Sorry, Canon users. But I've only ever shot crop sensor Canons, so I can't speak for like the big ones. I haven't shot Nikon either. I was a Pentax shooter, you guys, a fucking Pentax shooter. Anyway. Okay. Next. Other things that you can use that are wet. Champagne. You guys, I don't see this enough. Use champagne. Pour it on their titties. It's fun. You can also drink it. Not off their titties. But you know what I mean. Have a little bit and then pour some on them. Have them pour it themselves. Make a fucking event out of it. It is fun. Put a towel down. The other things I like. Milk. But don't use milk. Use cream because it's like thicker and it just looks so cool. I love it. Honey is also great. Although that's kind of getting away from water. But anyway, I digress. I want to use stuff that makes sense. So like for instance, one thing I didn't get to do this year and I was so pissed off is I wanted to do a lemonade shoot outside. So, you know, her sitting there with her sunglasses drinking the lemonade. Oh no, I spilled it. Let me get it down here. Oh my goodness, pictures. Oh, I better take this off. Do you see what I'm saying? Set a scene for your clients. Don't just take one picture that's wet and be like, that's your picture. If it's on its own, then it's an art piece, right? So then make it cool. Make a set or make it cool. You guys, coherency, storytelling, this is how you sell albums. But we're getting off topic. No, you can't see any pictures of my champagne because I didn't get releases for any of those. I've only done it like 3 times and every fucking one of them won't let me do a release. And I very rarely have that happen. So you know what, when Mariah comes over here, I'm going to shoot one for that guide, okay? And I will share it. So give me like a week. Yeah, you could use sparkling, you can use non-alcoholic. I am not a drinker, so I'll probably use like Welch's. We actually saved a really pink, pretty champagne bottle. I'm just gonna pour this shit in there. Like the seltzer water, or actually seltzer water would probably be a better idea. Use a empty bottle, pour seltzer water in it, and use that. That way you're not wasting shit. The other one I love to do with the shower scene too, or even without, is bubbles. You don't have to be in a bathtub. That would be where art comes in. Does it make sense that you're soapy in the middle of your living room? Probably not, unless maybe you spilled something on your carpet. We have all been there, right? So, again, make that like an art series. And that means shoot in sets. Like shoot 3 sets of like, you know, those things so that you can sell a spread. Just remember, if you sit there and think about it, like, how could I sell another picture with this picture? Does this look alike? Does this look too much like this? Do a sequence. You know how many times I sell a picture on a wet t-shirt where it's literally here, we rip it to here, we got half boobs and then all the way out. There's 3 pictures right there. It took 2 seconds to shoot them. Okay? I'm telling you, that guide I'm doing is going to be helpful. I'm really excited about that. I really am. I feel like that's like my piece de la resistance. Now, if you don't have plexi, the other thing you can do is all the things I just said. So shoot the texture on the model using the techniques we talked about earlier, but use an overlay. There's a free one on the site. Use that sucker. I've had people ask me to do the other or more overlays. I have that on my list of things to do, so I'm hoping to get those out like, I don't know, give me like a week or 2, okay? So that way you can just throw the overlay, meaning in post. Not my preferred method, but sometimes it has its point where you just want to make it look like they were in a shower and they weren't. It's so easy to just pop that shit on there in Photoshop, okay? When will the guide be out and when can we get it? The guide will be out sometime this month. You can get it by going to, it's glamour.com/DIY, I think. I will link it for you. There's a place to get the free shower overlay and another free overlay that I did. And then it says, you know, sign up here for our newsletter. I will tell you, I am not a newsletter sender, but I will send out things when I come out with my new courses and when I announce our workshop, because we are doing a workshop in, I think, September. Okay, it depends on how the whole COVID thing goes, but I'm really excited. So I'm gonna do a shootout and a workshop. I don't know how many days, maybe 2 days, maybe 3. I don't know yet. But here at the Marby Pink Playhouse, okay? In the backyard, I'm gonna have models here, and we're gonna go over all the fun fucking stuff, and I might have some more exciting things up my sleeve for that. I always sound like I'm out of breath because I'm like an anxious person and I just don't ever fucking stop talking. That's how I am in real life. Okay, so questions. Man, that was a lot. I think the thing that is going to be the most takeaway from all of this is your depth of field and not shooting so low, the depth of field when you're shooting through this plexi and shooting on an angle. I'm telling you, like if you took anything away from it, it's that. The other thing I would definitely suggest, look at them drops are still on her titties. They're just still hanging out there, okay? What? RSVP now. I know, I'm so excited. I always wanted to do a workshop, and I was asked to be an educator for the group in which we do not speak. Some of you know who that is. Probably most of you know what group that is that dissolved here recently. But I was so honored to be able to be asked to go be an educator at camp, and I was so excited because it was like kind of like one of those things I wanted to do. And then, well, you know, all the shit went down, and nobody really associates with them because we just don't. It's gross. And what's been created out of it, I think, is great. We have some awesome photography groups, which is why I always say, hey, you know, I don't do this so much, so go to this group. Or it's not because I'm trying to like write you off, but I know you're going to get the best information from that group. Like pricing, you're going to get the best information from that group from Alex, okay? She's helped so many people with that. If you want posing stuff, Brian's group's great for that. So, I mean, I'm just saying. Is there a recording? I missed the first part. I'm going to post this on the replay and a recording of what, because I already forgot. Because that's who I am again as a person. But yeah, I will repost this so that you guys can, the ones who are joining a little later, can watch it again. I think that it seems like it's not a lot of information until you start doing it, and then you're going to want to kind of come back a couple times and be like, okay, what the fuck did she say? So I definitely want to leave it up here for you guys, and that way new people, I can tag them if they have a question about shower stuff. Brian's group for posing, can someone leak me? That's Brian, Boudoir Exposed something. Help me out with that, guys. Can someone tell me what the group is so I can make sure I'm not part? Oh, you won't be. It's no longer, well, do I really want, you know what, fuck it. It's Do More Photography. It's not a group anymore. It's been archived. It's been archived since June, I think. So you don't have to worry about it if you're not in there. Oh, look, Alex is on here. That's Alex. She's the one that will tell you how to do pricing shit. I'm telling you, go to her group. And I'm going to tell you too, guys, like I'm just going to kind of just going to talk some real for a moment of a drop of truth bomb. A lot of us do these groups because we really do love what we do. We like community. We like all that stuff. I started this because I just like to share stuff, and it's fun, and I like seeing people be successful. There's enough money out there for all of us, okay? If I help somebody do something and they're successful, that means I empowered somebody. I'm not just, I like to empower people, whether it be through photography or education. The people that I surround myself with or associate with, like Alex or Brian, they're the same way. Michael is another one. And they just are so open with information, but at the same time, you need to support these people by buying their guides and stuff so that they're able to take time out. Because I can tell you, this shit is fucking a lot. You guys run private groups. I know you know how that is, okay? I actually have been really bad with my private group because I've been in here because it's so exciting and different in here because you know how us creatives are. We're like, ooh, squirrel, something else. So support your local photographer, support your local fucking or unlocal person, your educator. And just remember, there's like for instance, this stuff, I spent so much money trying to figure this shit out 4 years ago. And like now we're just telling you how to do it. We're not like, hey, give us the money back. You know? So same thing with like Alex's guides. Yeah, you're going to pay for them, but they're worth every damn penny because it took me, 10 years in the business to figure out pricing. It really did. There was not YouTube back then. I know there was a time before YouTube, guys. There was no YouTube. We didn't really have digital cameras. Boudoir was like pretty much unheard of, 20 years ago. So everything that I learned on my own, and it was through losing money and trial and error and trying this and losing clients and gaining clients. So everything I tell you is from like a place of I've been there and I've fucked this up already, so don't do it. Okay. Oh my God, my VIP group is suffering since photographers group blew up. Lord, yeah, mine too. So lucky for me, I am already almost booked for 2021. Don't ask, I don't know. I just say this because I do weird shit and people like it. I have a lot of people tell me, how do you get people to be creative and do creative stuff? And I'm like, that's your fucking job, yo. People come in and they're like, you know what, Elena, I want to do this and I want to do that. And I'll be like, well, here's what we're going to do. Here's what you're going to wear. You know why? Because I know what the fuck I'm doing and you hired me. And they go, okay. And then they get done, they go, man, I'm so glad you had this idea, and I love this, and I love that, and it's exactly what I wanted. I didn't even know I wanted it. I know, like, you just want to look hot, and you want your pictures to look good. Take the control, guys. Take it. Take it. When we started, there was nothing. Oh my God, there was absolutely nothing. It was MySpace. Do you guys remember fucking MySpace? I advertised on MySpace. I had like a killer code though, and like music and things that dropped down. I think there was whiskey bottles. The 2000s were weird. So, yeah, Hannah's got a great group too. And if you guys have a favorite group you like, please drop it below. I am not like, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, you guys, that person does kind of what I do. I don't want you in their group. No, fucking absorb all the knowledge. All of us do shit different. We all do different stuff. Invite them in. Promote them. If you're in a different group and you see somebody that you could use help in my group or somebody else's group you're in, fucking promote it out. Please. Wouldn't you want your clients to do the same? Okay. So, this is what I literally had a girl bring in. I shit you not. It was a very well organized 3-page binder of every fucking photo that she could find on Pinterest that she wanted me to recreate. And as I'm looking through it, and she's type A personality telling me what we're going to be doing, I'm slowly opening it and taking each piece out and throwing it in the trash can. And she's kind of watching me thinking, oh, this must be part of the process. And we get done, and I scoot the trash can over, and I just look at her, and she looks at me. I said, I got you. And she looked really pissed. She really did. And she got done, and she said, you know, I was super upset that you did that because I took so much time. And I always have to be in control. And she's like, this is the first time that somebody took control away from me and let me relax. And I can never repay you enough for that. And I love everything you did. And that's why I hired you. So please, do you. Stop fucking worrying about people. If your clients don't like what you're doing, I mean, obviously give them really good customer service. I'm not an asshole. But I mean, push them. Do different stuff. Tell them you got them. Don't be afraid of it, okay? Have fun. That's like the best part about all of this is having fun. I make money at doing shit I like to do. Like, I don't want to just do the same fucking poses all day long. It's boring to me. I don't want to do that. Some people love it, and I think that's great. And you should do that if you love it. And there's people who will come to you and will love you. I am not one of those fucking people. If I've done the picture one time, I probably never will do it again. I hate it. So... So yeah. Oh. Brian's like, what? Hey Brian, how you doing? So, okay. Well, I hope you guys gathered some information. I tore the fuck out of my studio for this. Who's coming to clean it? Just kidding, I will. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff in the works. I have so much shit going on, and I just decided that it would be an amazing thing to turn one of my walls into a rock wall. So I'm gonna be doing that at some point this week. ADHD is a real thing, you guys. Yep, Marco's got a great group too. Absolutely. You're welcome, Brian. I hope you guys got some stuff. My IG is Glammar Studios. One word, and it's Glammar. Get it? Everything I do is punny. Somebody said earlier, why did you name it WAP? Why? And I'm just like, because it was fucking funny, you guys. It was a fucking joke, not a dick. Don't take it so hard, okay? Plus, it was relevant. I enjoyed it. I was like, you know what? That's hilarious. That was clever. I felt very clever. And I also was probably a little bit over-medicated. Who knows? So, if you guys have more questions when you're watching this, please hashtag replay if you watch it on the replay. And then if you have more questions, I will come back and answer them probably tomorrow because I feel like shit. I'm a chronic pain warrior, and my chronic pain ass needs to lay down because my nerve pain's fucking pissing me off. I love that you said half an hour at the beginning, and then an hour, and then here we are. I told you, is it an hour and a half? Oh my God, I'll talk for fucking ever. This is why when I do a workshop, I'm gonna have to have like a really broad schedule because I like to go off topic a lot. IG is glam part. Can somebody tag my IG? It's Glammar, Glammar Studios, all one word. Glammar, get it? Come on, tell me Boo DIY wasn't like a fucking genius thing. Just came right to me that day. I was like, you know what? It's a do-it-yourself booty group. I can't wait to show you guys the things I have planned, like, coming up, because I really think that you're going to like it. I have basically... Nope, I can't tell you. Oh, okay. Anyway, okay, I'm going to go. Have a nice night. You guys have a nice night. Post stuff. Thank you for posting my my Instagram there. It's close. There's an S instead of an A, but you know what? It's close. But I want to do some more of this stuff. I think I'm going to follow up and do one with natural light too, since I couldn't do it because it gets dark here at like 3 o'clock now. So yeah, let me know if you guys want another one of that. I will work on the pictures to show you the difference of depth of field and all that stuff. So Alex says it was fucking genius. Yes, my trademark attorney is like, really, another one? He's in the group too. If you're watching, Morris, hi. But yeah, so I'm just so excited to see what you guys all come up with. I love seeing everybody's like creativity flowing and all that stuff. And I have so many things up my sleeves that I think will really help you guys level up too. But I want to see what you guys do with this. Show me your wet stuff. If you guys want to see them fake ice cubes I talked about, that will be Brian's group. He posts them all the time. They're fucking cool. You can use real ice cubes too, unless you have a broken refrigerator like me. Although I did use a chocolate mold to make ice cubes the other day. Being lazy is tough. Thank you so much, you rock. Love the title. It's the reason I made sure to set a reminder. It is, it's what it is, photography. I didn't want it just to be shower stuff because we didn't just talk about shower stuff, right? Okay. All right, my friends. I'm going to clean this shit up and I'm going to go lay in bed with my husband and put my feet on his feet. Okay. Well, I love you guys. I will talk to you later. Bye.